Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Norwegian wedding weekend vlog. So this is actually the first time I've ever been invited to a Norwegian wedding. For the most part, I think Norwegian weddings are pretty much the same as any other wedding. I've just been warned that there's going to be a lot more speeches than normal at the reception, but nevertheless, I am very excited. We were actually invited through my boyfriend. He went to high school with the groom, and they've been friends for well over a decade now. I'm very happy that we're going to be going to their wedding. They're such an adorable couple, and it's going to be really great getting to spend this day with them and celebrate their love. So we're actually going to start the wedding day by going to a local church where there's going to be the ceremony, and then we're going to be moving over to this cute farm/distillery for the reception. I've seen pictures online and it looks so rustic and adorable. It's going to be a real vibe, guys. But we're going to have this amazing 3-course meal. There's going to be cake, dancing, music, the whole 9 yards. But anyway, that is the game plan for today. I think all we need to do right now, though, is get dressed, do my makeup, and get ready to go to the wedding. Okay, so it's already kind of a messy get ready with me station, but this is what we're working with. So now the plan is I'm going to be doing my hair and makeup for the wedding ceremony and later reception, of course. But I thought it would be a really fun idea if, instead of just doing my makeup montage, if I told you all a little bit about some of the Norwegian wedding traditions here while I'm doing my makeup. Let's get started and I'll tell you some of these fun wedding traditions that may or may not happen in today's wedding. First of all, I'm just going to do some moisturizer. So this is something that I have actually noticed at a lot of formal events in Norway, is the type of clothing that people wear here. There is this traditional dress called a bunad here in Norway. It's essentially like the national holiday outfit. They have it for both men and women, and it's considered like the national dress of Norway. It's most common to wear this on the 17th of May National Day, but you do also see people wear them a lot at some of these more formal events like weddings. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of the guests are in fact wearing their bunad at today's wedding. Now I'm gonna just do some foundation. I use L'Oreal. Another thing that I've noticed when I was Googling a lot of these Norwegian wedding traditions, trying to figure out what to expect at today's ceremony, is that there's this thing called the bridal crown, and now of course blending. But apparently the bridal crown is a tradition that the bride in Scandinavian countries has been wearing for hundreds of years. I've actually even seen them in the National Folk Museum here in Oslo. It's essentially just a literal golden crown that the bride gets to wear on her special day, because on the day of her wedding, she is queen for the day. I think in Sweden, it's also a flower crown actually, but in Norway, it's this lovely golden crown. I've seen it in the museum and they do look quite antique. I would assume that it has been a bit updated for the times, but there is a chance that the bride might be wearing a crown today, who knows? And you just blend this out. There we go, that's nice. Now I'm just going to be using some blush. But another thing that I read up about as a Norwegian wedding tradition is throwing rye and barley grains. I know you've all probably heard about throwing rice at a wedding. Well, in Norway, that is replaced with the rye and barley grains, apparently. And to top it all off, part of the tradition is for the bride and groom to catch as many of these barley grains that they possibly can, and the more they catch, the more bright and happy their future as a married couple will be. I think that's a very cute idea. Now I'm going to be doing some foundation powder. One of the most, I don't want to say disturbing, but unique maybe wedding traditions in Norway that I've come across in my reading was the kissing traditions. Now at a normal wedding, you would just expect the bride and groom to kiss, right? Well, apparently, historically at least, in Norwegian weddings, whenever the bride would leave the room to go to the bathroom, all the female guests would get up and try to kiss the groom, and vice versa. If the groom decided to get up and go to the bathroom, then all of the male guests at the wedding would try to kiss the bride. On top of all that, there's some ways that you can get the bride and groom to kiss each other. One way you can do this is by clinking your silverware on your glass and then they're supposed to stand on their chairs and kiss each other standing up. Or if all of the people at the wedding start stomping their feet on the ground, apparently the bride and groom are supposed to crawl under the wedding table and kiss each other on the floor. I actually don't know how accurate this is. I don't think that's really practical in this modern day and age, but it's kind of funny to imagine. I'm just gonna be doing some eyeshadow now. I'm thinking of going for more of a golden sparkly look for this wedding. Another thing about Norwegian weddings is the cake. There are tons of different wedding cakes that any couple can choose, of course, but one wedding cake that I noticed come up again and again in Norway is something called the bløtkake. It's like a cream cake. It's very popular also to have this cake on the National Day. It's essentially just a white cream cake with lots of berries, and it's a white sponge cake base. It's really delicious, and I think it's the #1 most requested wedding cake in Norway, so there's a high chance that's what we're gonna be having this evening. And now I'm just going to be doing my mascara. I think the final wedding tradition that I have come across in my research of the Norwegian weddings is the after party. Now I'm just going to be doing some lipstick. When I've been researching the receptions for Norwegian weddings, there seems to be a common pattern. Norwegian receptions turn into really big and really rowdy parties. I wouldn't know if I would necessarily call this a wedding tradition, but more just an aspect of the Scandinavian weddings in general. So yeah, that is something to look forward to, and would you look at that, my makeup is also complete. I think right now I'm just going to quickly do my hair, nothing special, I'm just gonna curl it, and the next time you'll see me, I'll be all decked out in my wedding outfit. I can't wait to go and celebrate today, and I'm gonna take you guys all along with me for the ride, of course. So let's transition into the rest of the wedding vlog. See you there.
Not too bad for you.
Thank you. It's so pretty. It's right.